Rage, it's only a thought. How modern society programs destructive anger for profit and control. Chapter 3. R.A.G.E. Reactive anger generated for engagement. Inside your mind runs a sophisticated software program designed to convert external stimuli into profitable fury. Understanding this system is the first step to deleting it. The mental software running your life. Meet Jennifer Young, a 36-year-old marketing director who considered herself emotionally intelligent and self-aware. She meditated daily, read psychology books, and prided herself on understanding her emotional patterns. Then, she discovered she was running software. During a particularly stressful week, Jennifer decided to track her anger episodes with scientific precision. Using a smartphone app, she logged every moment of rage, irritation, or fury for 7 days. She recorded the trigger, intensity, duration, and her response to each episode. The results terrified her. 94 separate anger episodes in 7 days, average of 13.4 per day. 86% of episodes triggered by screens, social media, news, emails, traffic apps. Average episode duration, 23 minutes. Longest episode, 4.5 hours. Political social media argument. Physical responses. Elevated heart rate, 78% of waking hours. Sleep disruption. Anger-related insomnia, 5 out of 7 nights. Total time consumed by anger, 31.7 hours. In 1 week, Jennifer realized she was spending more time being angry than sleeping. But the most shocking discovery was the pattern recognition. Her anger responses were completely predictable and systematic, following identical sequences regardless of the triggering content. Jennifer's automated rage sequence. Trigger exposure, social media post, news headline, work email. Instant emotional activation, anger spike within 0.3 seconds. Rational override failure, prefrontal cortex shutdown. Engagement compulsion, must respond, share, or argue. Escalation seeking, actively look for more triggering content. Exhaustion, crash. Depleted energy, depleted willpower. Jennifer wasn't choosing to be angry. She was running a program that automatically converted external stimuli into internal fury and external engagement. Decoding the R.A.G.E. operating system. After analyzing the anger patterns of over 10,000 individuals, researchers at MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory identified a consistent psychological operating system running in rage-programmed minds. They called it R.A.G.E. Reactive, automatic responses that bypass conscious choice. Anger, artificially generated fury, triggered by manufactured stimuli. Generated, deliberately created by external systems for profit. Engagement, designed to extract attention, time, money, and behavioral compliance. Dr. Sherry Turkle's research conclusion. We discovered that rage-programmed individuals are essentially running identical software. Regardless of education, intelligence, or cultural background, subjects showed virtually identical anger response patterns when exposed to triggering stimuli. This isn't emotional variation, it's systematic programming running on human hardware. Component 1. Reactive. The automatic response system. The first component of rage programming eliminates conscious choice by installing automatic response patterns that activate faster than rational thought. Normal human emotional processing timeline, 0.0 to 0.1 seconds. Sensory input reaches thalamus, 0.1 to 0.3 seconds. Prefrontal cortex evaluates relevance in threat level. 0.3 to 0.5 seconds. Emotional response calibrated to actual situation. 0.5 plus seconds. Conscious mind chooses appropriate response. R.A.G.E. programming timeline. 0.0 to 0.1 seconds. Sensory input reaches thalamus. 0.1 to 0.2 seconds. Programmed trigger recognition bypasses prefrontal cortex. 0.2 to 0.3 seconds. Automatic fury response activated before conscious awareness. 0.3 plus seconds. Conscious mind experiences anger as natural reaction. The programming hijacks your brain's decision-making process by activating emotional responses before rational evaluation can occur. Case study: Mike's automatic political rage. Mike Patterson, 41, discovered his political anger was completely automatic when he tried to discuss policy with his brother-in-law during Thanksgiving dinner. The conversation: Brother-in-law: I think we should increase funding for public transportation. Mike's automatic response: 0.2 seconds, instant rage activation. Mike's conscious experience: he's attacking my values and way of life. Mike's behavior: 45-minute angry political argument that ruined family dinner. Later analysis revealed: no actual disagreement. Mike also supported public transportation funding. No personal attack. Brother-in-law made neutral policy suggestion. No threat to Mike. Topic had zero impact on Mike's daily life. Programmed response: Mike's reaction was triggered by political tribe programming, not actual content. The intervention: Mike spent 1 week questioning every automatic political response before expressing it. Mike's findings: 78% of his political anger was triggered by tribal programming, rather than actual policy disagreements. When he eliminated automatic responses, he discovered he agreed with opponents on most issues. Political rage was consuming 12 to 15 hours weekly, with zero positive outcomes. Family relationships improved dramatically when he stopped automatically responding to political triggers. Mike's realization: I was having political arguments with my own projections. The rage was completely artificial, triggered by team sports programming that had nothing to do with actual governance or policy. Component 2. Anger. Artificially generated fury. The second component of R.A.G.E. programming generates anger responses that are disproportionate to triggering events and serve external commercial or political interests rather than the individual's well-being. Natural anger characteristics. Proportional intensity. Emotional response matches actual threat level. Functional purpose. Motivates effective action to address genuine problems. Natural resolution. Decreases when threat is addressed or passes. Energy conservation. Body limits anger duration to preserve resources. Problem-solving focus. Attention directed toward resolving the triggering situation. Artificially generated anger characteristics. Disproportionate intensity. Emotional response vastly exceeds actual impact. Dysfunctional purpose. Generates engagement, attention, and revenue for others. Sustained duration. Continues long after triggering event ends. Energy depletion. Exhausts physical and emotional resources unnecessarily. Problem amplification focus. Attention directed toward magnifying rather than solving issues. The anger intensity manipulation system. Internal documents from social media companies reveal sophisticated techniques for artificially amplifying anger beyond natural levels. Facebook's emotional amplification algorithm. Internal research, 2020. User engagement peaks when emotional intensity reaches 7 to 8 out of 10. Natural anger responses average 4 to 5 out of 10. And resolve quickly. Algorithm should amplify anger-inducing content and suppress calming content to maintain optimal user engagement levels. Recommend showing 3 to 4 rage-inducing posts for every one neutral post. Twitter's outrage optimization protocol leaked engineering document, 2021. Tweets generating anger receive 67% more engagement than positive content. Algorithm should prioritize controversial content even when user hasn't previously engaged with similar topics. Goal is expanding users' anger portfolio to increase time on platform and add impression value. The artificial amplification techniques. Context stripping. Present information without background that would reduce emotional impact. Extreme example highlighting. Show worst-case scenarios as representative of normal situations. False urgency creation. Present non-urgent issues as requiring immediate emotional response. Tribal identity triggering. Frame neutral issues as attacks on users' group identity. Solution suppression. Hide constructive responses that would resolve anger naturally. Case study. Lisa's amplified parenting rage. Lisa Peaks, 34, became convinced she was a terrible mother after following parenting content on Instagram and Facebook. The artificial amplification cycle. Lisa posts normal parenting moment, photo of her 3-year-old eating chicken nuggets for lunch. Algorithm amplifies judgment, shows her content about processed food dangers and perfect parenting accounts. Artificial shame and anger. Lisa feels inadequate compared to curated perfect mother content. Engagement increase. Lisa spends 2+ hours daily consuming parenting advice and arguing in comment sections. Amplified inadequacy. More content consumption leads to more comparison and anger. Parenting anxiety. Real-world parenting suffers due to constant comparison and self-doubt. The intervention. Lisa eliminated all parenting content from her social media feeds for 30 days. Results. Parenting confidence increased dramatically when comparison content eliminated. Child relationship improved when Lisa stopped viewing her parenting through social media lens. Time availability. Gained 15+ hours weekly when not consuming parenting rage content. Mental health. Anxiety and self-criticism decreased significantly. Decision-making. Trusted her own judgment rather than seeking constant external validation. Lisa's insight. I realized the parenting content wasn't helping me be a better mother. It was designed to keep me consuming content and buying products by making me feel inadequate. My actual parenting improved dramatically when I stopped consuming advice about parenting. Component 3. Generated. Deliberately created external systems. The third component reveals that rage programming isn't accidental, it's systematically generated by industries that profit from human anger. Academic research from Harvard Business School 2023 analyzed the business models of major rage-dependent industries. Social media platforms. Revenue model. Advertising revenue. Directly correlated with user engagement time. Anger utilization. Angry users spend 340% more time on platform than happy users. Content optimization. Algorithms specifically designed to maximize anger to increase ad impressions. Profit extraction. $89.2 billion annually. From anger-driven engagement. 24-hour news networks. Revenue model. Subscription and advertising revenue correlated with viewer loyalty and time watched. Anger utilization. Angry viewers watch 67% longer and show 89% higher channel loyalty. Content optimization. Stories selected and framed to maximize viewer outrage rather than inform. Profit extraction. $67.3 billion annually from anger-driven viewership. Political campaign industry. Revenue model. Donations and volunteer time correlated with voter emotional activation. Anger utilization. Angry voters donate 340% more money and volunteer 67% more time. Content optimization.
Messaging designed to maximize tribal rage rather than policy education. Profit extraction. $14.2 billion per election cycle from anger-driven political engagement. Gaming industry. Revenue model. In-game purchases and subscription revenue correlated with user frustration levels. Anger utilization.
Frustrated players make 67% more purchases than satisfied players. Content optimization. Game mechanics, specifically designed to create optimal frustration levels. Profit extraction.
$347.8 billion annually from anger-driven gaming engagement.
The Rage Generation Playbook. Internal training documents for major rage-generating industries reveal standardized techniques for manufacturing anger in target populations. Step 1. Audience analysis. Identify demographics, existing anxieties and insecurities. Map cultural identity markers and tribal affiliations. Test emotional trigger effectiveness across different age groups. Develop personality profiles for optimal manipulation targeting. Step 2. Trigger development. Create content that activates identity-based threats. Frame neutral situations as attacks on audiences' values or lifestyle. Develop recurring villains and enemy groups for sustained anger. Test trigger effectiveness and refine based on engagement metrics. Step 3. Amplification systems. Use algorithms to maximize exposure to trigger content. Suppress calming or solution-focused content that reduces anger. Create echo chambers that intensify emotional responses. Employ social proof to make anger responses seem normal and necessary. Step 4. Engagement extraction. Convert anger into profitable behaviors. Clicks, purchases, donations, votes. Maintain optimal anger levels. High enough for engagement, not so high, users quit. Create addiction cycles where users seek more triggering content. Extract maximum time, attention, and money from angry users. Step 5. Retention and expansion. Prevent users from recognizing anger manipulation through distraction and misdirection. Expand users' anger portfolio to include new topics and triggers. Create dependency on rage-generating platforms for social connection and identity. Recruit angry users to spread triggering content to their networks. Component 4. Engagement. Extraction of resources. The final component of R.A.G.E programming converts manufactured anger into profitable engagement that benefits the programming source while depleting the individual's resources. Resources extracted through rage programming, time and attention. Average rage-programmed individual spends 4.7 hours daily consuming anger-inducing content. 73% of social media engagement occurs during negative emotional states. News consumption increases 340% during periods of manufactured political outrage. Total attention extraction, 28.4 hours weekly per programmed individual. Money and economic resources. Political donations increase 67% when triggered by anger-based messaging. Consumer spending on solution products increases 89% following rage programming. Entertainment consumption. Movies, games, sports increases 45% when seeking anger outlets. Total economic extraction, average $2,847 annually per programmed individual. Emotional and physical energy. Chronic stress from manufactured rage leads to $1,200 annually in additional healthcare costs. Sleep disruption from anger episodes reduces productivity and cognitive function. Relationship damage from anger programming requires time and energy to repair. Total energy extraction, equivalent to 2.3 full-time jobs worth of effort annually. Social and relationship resources. Family conflicts generated by political and cultural rage programming. Friendship deterioration due to anger-based social media interactions. Professional relationships damaged by workplace rage patterns. Community involvement decreased due to energy depletion from manufactured anger. Case study: Tom's complete resource extraction analysis. Tom Bradley, 45, decided to calculate the total cost of his rage programming after recognizing his anger patterns. Tom's annual rage programming costs: time extraction, social media rage scrolling, 847 hours annually. News consumption during outrage cycles, 312 hours annually. Political arguments with family, friends, 156 hours annually. Road rage and traffic anger, 203 hours annually. Total time cost, 1,518 hours, equivalent to 9 months of full-time work. Money extraction. Political donations triggered by anger, $1,200 annually. Rage purchases, products bought during angry states, $3,400 annually. Entertainment consumption during anger cycles, $890 annually. Healthcare costs from stress-related issues, $1,800 annually. Total money cost, $7,290 annually. Energy and health extraction. Sleep quality reduction, 34% decrease in restorative sleep. Physical health impact, high blood pressure, stress headaches, digestive issues. Emotional exhaustion. Chronic fatigue from sustained anger responses. Cognitive impairment. 23% decrease in focus and problem-solving ability. Relationship extraction. Marriage stress. Constant political arguments damaging relationship satisfaction. Family conflicts. Holiday gatherings ruined by political rage. Friendship deterioration. Lost 3 close friendships due to social media arguments. Professional relationships, workplace tensions from anger spillover. Total annual cost of Tom's rage programming, $7,290 in money, plus 1,518 hours of time, plus significant health and relationship damage. The intervention: Tom eliminated all sources of manufactured rage for 90 days. Results after 90 days. Time recovery, 1,200 plus hours annually redirected toward family, hobbies, and personal growth. Money savings, $6,100 annually, only emergency political donations, no rage purchases. Health improvement, blood pressure normalized, sleep quality increased, 67%. Relationship repair, marriage satisfaction increased dramatically, friendships renewed. Life satisfaction, overall happiness increased from 4/10 to 8/10. Tom's realization: I was paying thousands of dollars and spending months of time annually to be made miserable by people who profit from my anger. When I eliminated the programming, I didn't become apathetic. I became more effective at addressing actual problems because my energy wasn't being drained by manufactured outrage. The R.A.G.E. System Detection Test. Use this assessment to determine whether you're running rage programming. Reactive component, check. You feel anger within seconds of seeing certain content or hearing certain topics. Your anger responses happen before you consciously decide to be angry. You have difficulty controlling your emotional reactions to specific triggers. Your anger feels automatic and involuntary rather than chosen. You respond angrily to situations that don't directly affect your life. Anger component, check. Your anger intensity often seems disproportionate to the triggering event. You stay angry long after the triggering situation has ended. Your anger focuses on problems you cannot directly solve or influence. Your anger depletes your energy, rather than motivating effective action. You seek out content or situations that make you angry. Generated component, check. Most of your anger is triggered by media content. Social media, news, entertainment. Your anger patterns align with profitable engagement for platforms or organizations. You notice your anger increases when consuming more triggering content. Your anger generates revenue for others through engagement, purchases, donations. Your anger serves external interests more than your personal well-being. Engagement component, check. Your anger leads to time-consuming activities. Arguing online, consuming more content. Your anger results in spending money, donations, purchases, subscriptions. Your anger affects your relationships and social connections. Your anger disrupts your sleep, work, or health. Your anger creates more problems than it solves. Scoring: 0 to 3 checks, minimal rage programming, mostly natural anger responses. 4 to 8 checks, moderate rage programming, some artificial anger patterns installed. 9 to 15 checks, heavy rage programming, significant artificial anger system running. 16 to 20 checks, complete rage programming, full R.A.G.E system operational. The R.A.G.E programming variations. Different demographics experience customized versions of rage programming tailored to their psychological profiles. Young adults, 18 to 25. Social justice rage. Triggers: identity-based injustices, generational conflicts, career anxiety. Engagement: social media activism, protest participation, tribal merchandise. Extraction: time, attention, political compliance, consumer spending. Middle-aged professionals, 26 to 45. Achievement rage. Triggers: career competition, parenting anxiety, financial pressure. Engagement: workplace conflicts, social comparison, self-improvement consumption. Extraction: productivity, relationship energy, consumer spending on solutions. Parents any age. Protective rage. Triggers: threats to children's safety, education system problems, cultural changes. Engagement: scoreboard conflicts, parenting anxiety, consumption, protective purchases. Extraction: family time, parental energy, spending on child-related products, services. Older adults, 55 plus, nostalgic rage. Triggers: cultural changes, political developments, technology anxiety. Engagement: news consumption, political donations, cultural commentary. Extraction: social connection time, political engagement, financial resources. Men, competitive rage. Triggers: status threats, political tribe attacks, sports team performance. Engagement: sports consumption, political arguments, gaming entertainment. Extraction: social connection time, recreational spending, relationship energy. Women, relational rage. Triggers: social comparison, family safety, relationship conflicts. Engagement: social media consumption, family drama, protective behaviors. Extraction: emotional energy, social time, consumer spending on family appearance. The system malfunction when R.A.G.E programming breaks down. Occasionally, individuals experience spontaneous system errors that reveal the artificial nature of their rage programming. Common system malfunctions. Trigger failure. Previously rage-inducing content suddenly seems silly or meaningless. Engagement resistance. Inability to maintain anger despite exposure to triggering content. Energy redirection. Natural anger responses return to proportional, functional patterns. Clarity, breakthrough. Sudden recognition of manipulation and programming. Case study: Janet's system crash. Janet Wilson, 52, experienced a complete rage programming malfunction during a particularly stressful week when her mother was hospitalized. The malfunction event. While sitting in the hospital waiting room, Janet automatically checked Facebook and saw her usual political outrage content. For the first time in years, her reaction was, "Why am I reading this? None of this affects my mother's health or helps our family situation." The cascade effect, political rage, suddenly seemed irrelevant to her actual life problems. Social media anger felt like wasted energy that could go toward family support. News consumption appeared designed to distract her from personal priorities. Consumer anger, recognized as manipulation to make her buy unnecessary products. Janet's post-malfunction analysis. When my mother was sick, I realized I had been spending years being angry about things that had zero impact on my actual life. The rage programming became obviously artificial when I had real problems that required my emotional energy. Results of system malfunction. Energy availability. Massive increase in emotional resources for family situation. Problem-solving clarity. Better decision-making when not emotionally drained by manufactured anger. Relationship improvement. Family relationships strengthened when energy redirected from political rage. Life satisfaction. Significant improvement when anger focused on solvable personal issues. The deletion protocol. Eliminating rage programming. Based on successful deprogramming cases, here's the systematic approach to deleting rage programming. Phase 1. Recognition. Week 1. Track all anger episodes with timestamps, triggers, and duration. Identify artificial versus natural anger, using the characteristics outlined above. Calculate total resource extraction time, money, energy, relationships. Recognize programming patterns rather than trying to change them yet. Phase 2. Interruption. Weeks 2 to 3. Install conscious pause between trigger and response. Question each anger episode. Does this serve my actual well-being? Practice emotional choice. I choose how to respond to this stimulus. Eliminate one rage source per week. Specific app, news source, triggering activity. Phase 3. Redirection. Weeks 4 to 6. Replace rage time with activities that serve your actual priorities. Replace rage content with information that helps solve real problems. Replace rage relationships with connections that support your growth. Replace rage responses with problem-solving behaviors. Phase 4. Integration. Weeks 7 to 12. Maintain natural anger for actual threats and injustices. Resist new programming attempts from rage-generating industries. Help others recognize their own rage programming. Build rage-resistant lifestyle and relationships. Freedom Preview. Life after R.A.G.E. programming. Individuals who successfully eliminate rage programming report remarkable improvements across all life areas. Emotional freedom. Proportional responses. Emotions match actual situations rather than artificial triggers. Energy availability. Massive increase in emotional resources for meaningful activities. Natural joy. Spontaneous happiness returns when not chronically angry. Authentic relationships. Connections based on genuine care rather than shared outrage. Mental clarity. Problem-solving improvement. Clear thinking when not emotionally hijacked. Priority recognition. Obvious distinction between important and manufactured issues. Decision-making enhancement. Choices based on values rather than reactive programming. Creative restoration. Innovation and imagination return when mental energy available. Physical health. Stress reduction. Blood pressure, sleep and immune function normalize. Energy increase. Physical vitality returns when not depleted by chronic anger. Health improvement. Stress-related illness symptoms decrease significantly. Longevity increase. Reduced inflammation and stress-related aging. Life satisfaction. Purpose clarity. Personal mission becomes obvious when not distracted by manufactured outrage. Achievement increase. Goals accomplished more effectively when energy focused. Relationship depth. Intimate connections improve dramatically. Overall happiness. Life satisfaction increases. Average 340% after R.A.G.E programming elimination. The war for your mind. Recognizing the enemy. The R.A.G.E programming system represents the most sophisticated psychological manipulation in human history. It's designed to be invisible, automatic, and profitable for everyone except you. The programming wants you to believe your anger is natural and justified. External events control your emotional responses. Consuming triggering content keeps you informed or engaged. Your rage serves important social or political purposes. The reality: your anger is manufactured by people who profit from your fury. You have complete control over your emotional responses once you recognize the programming. Consuming triggering content serves corporate and political interests, not your well-being. Your manufactured rage prevents you from addressing actual problems effectively. The choice is binary. Run software designed to extract your resources for others' profit, or reclaim control of your emotional responses and direct your energy toward your actual priorities. The R.A.G.E system is sophisticated, but it's still just software, and software can be deleted. Your emotional freedom begins with recognition that you are not your programming. You are the user, not the software. Take back control. Ready for part 2? The Machine. Chapter 4. Social media's R.A.G.E addiction algorithms. This is where we begin the systematic expose of every industry that profits from manufactured R.A.G.E, starting with the most sophisticated anger programming system ever created. Social media algorithms designed to keep users furious and engaged.